What is good, everybody? Merkel Moman on the scene. Welcome back to the Half Size Up podcast. We are now at episode 17. And as you know by now, we are a weekly podcast for sneaker news, UK releases, global sneaker trends, and all things in between. Today's podcast is brought to you in conjunction with the Pink Miracle Shoe Cleaner, the original shoe cleaner since 1985. With me each and every week, I have my co-host Ash Bash.
What's good, people?
And Dean Still.
What's going on?
And this week, we've seen releases in the Nike Air Huarache Bright Mango, the Nike Air Max 96 2 in the Smoke Grey and the Grape Ice colorway, Yeezy Quantum in the Flash Orange colorway, and of course, we saw an EU release of the Maniere Air Jordan 3s. To me, lads, it just feels like we've been banging on about this shoe for the longest time. All in all, a proper dope week for sneaker releases. But for now, let's get into our first segment that we would like to call Favorite Shoe You Wore Last Week. In this segment, we talk about our most favorite shoe that we've worn last week. And today, we've got Dean Still to get the ball rolling. So, Dean, what was yours, man?
Yeah, I didn't actually rock a lot this week compared to usual. I think probably gonna go with the Sakai Waffle Summit White. It's Summit White, isn't it? Yeah. I haven't worn that one for a while, and the weather wasn't too bad, even though we're having a terrible spring this year in the UK. It wasn't too bad that day, so I thought I'd wear them. Yeah, it's just a dope shoe. Can't wait for the weather to actually get decent so I can, have it in my rotation proper. But yeah, it was nice wearing that again. It's been a little while.
That PS5, I was eyeing it up for time, but the price just never came down. So I
Yeah,
gave up.
do you know what? It did dip. They dipped like last Christmas, the Christmas before last, and
How much we talking?
no, they got cheap. I bought the second pair for like just under 300 at the time.
Oh my god, I've never
Yeah,
seen it under like
yeah,
400 or something
they
silly.
got to like your size got to like 330 at one point, and
No,
then
not
they
bad.
started shooting up. Yeah, but now like they're hard to find even.
But look what we call not bad these days. Our life's a mess, man. When it's 330 a good deal.
Yeah,
It's
it is
crazy.
true. It's true.
Is
But
that
it's a fire shoe.
away from the second batch?
Yeah, that's with
Yeah,
the black and white, the grey and the Barneys, the green and purple.
Yes. Yeah, yeah.
I nearly copped the Barneys because they were so cheap, like compared to the rest, but
Yeah.
I didn't think
yeah.
I'd wear it much. But it's a nice colour though.
Have you worn them at all yet?
Who? Which ones?
Have you worn the Barneys, the
No, I
Barneys.
didn't get them. I said I nearly bought them.
Oh,
I know
see.
Dean's got them.
Yeah, I've worn them a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just didn't think I'd get much wear out of it, so I didn't end up doing it. I was just going to buy it because it was a good price.
I really like them.
They're fire.
Wow. Yeah, wild colors.
But it's like the OG one, the green and yellow somehow worked. I didn't think it would.
I
Yeah.
still think that's like one of the best.
Yeah,
Probably
yeah.
more
Yeah.
that one.
Out of those three, like the Barneys were like my go-to, man, but I took it on all three of them, man. So it's just
Yeah.
like
It was a tough release,
You
man.
got the OG ones though, right? The red and blue, the Pinoy colours.
so like the Filipino color flags,
Yeah.
yeah, and then them anthracite black pair.
Oh, yeah.
Quite Asia, which was quite cool. Did a little trade off in one like hype sneaker store in like HK. But yeah, it was I love that pair, man. I'll probably like take care of those. Like, I don't want to wear
Yeah.
it too much. But yeah, I love that pair as well, man. So very dope pair. D, very dope pair. Ash, what did you wear last week, man?
My favourite shoe, good question. Trying to think of what I wore that was high heat. I did wear the Sakai's, which I posted a picture of, the black and whites. But I think my favourite one would be my old school go-to, which I brought back downstairs, my Jordan 1 breads. I brought them back down into the rotation. I tried to put them away, but they've replaced the shadows already. My shadows just seemed too nice. I didn't want to keep them downstairs. So I swapped them out for the breads, and I've been rocking those.
Yeah, that pair, man. Have you got two pairs of those? Or
Yeah,
just one
I
pair?
got two of those.
Yeah,
That's an all-weather kick for me.
I would do the same thing if I had two pairs, man. Just
That's
keep
the
it
thing. That's
light.
why I'm a bit careless with it because I've got another one.
When you can, innit? It's like so
Mhm.
much better. Dope pair, Ash. For me, yesterday, I actually was a little bit adventurous, and I was a bit skeptical on the weather because it's just been mad, and I think the Apple weather app has been like trying to finesse us again. But I actually brought out the Air Max 97.1 Sean Weatherspoons yesterday. Me and Kim went out for our first meal, post lockdown, where we could actually sit indoors. Shout out to Blue's Kitchen in Shoreditch. They gave us like a monster meal, man. Literally ordered every single appetizer in there, and we were just stuffed by the end of it. But yeah, thought I'd bring out the Sean Weatherspoons, try and rekindle back some 2018 heat.
Wow, it's been that long. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Can you imagine, like, imagine like Sean Weatherspoon, who was like the peak of his like sneaker
Yeah, that was
career.
about to become like the number one shoe everyone wants, like his next pair and all that, isn't it?
The guy, and then don't know. Yeah, so I was thinking of like changing the patches on the tongue, but I literally just took them out of the box, kept the waves pattern Velcro patch on the tongue, chucked them on, and yeah, it felt kind of nice. And I hardly ever wear them, to be honest. I think the last time I did wear them, and I was thinking about this, was about a year and a half ago, which was nuts. And I think I was with you guys in the summer and
Me and
picked
Batch,
up.
when we did the photo shoot, you had them.
Yeah, yeah, there
Yeah.
you go. Yeah, there you go. So that was what, March,
Yeah.
maybe March last year,
2020.
man. Yeah, it felt nice. It actually just felt nice to put them on, man. We try and wear our kicks wherever we can. So yeah, it was just nice to have them on. I don't know, just feel like we've got some sort of normality all over again. Um, so yeah, that was my favorite shoe that I wore last week. All dope shoes. Don't forget to get involved in the hashtag FSYWLW, favorite shoe you wore last week, to get a feature on the HSU Instagram account. Moving on, lads, and we actually have Sneaker News of the Week. This is the part of the podcast where we discuss the biggest news within the sneaker world. And this week, it's with regards to a certain top end luxury sneaker that we all witnessed release last year. So, as it stands, and it seems to be a lot of hearsay, to be honest, but it looks like the worldwide sneaker community are potentially going to be getting a sophomore release of the Air Jordan 1 Dior's. It seems to be very, very early and skeptical news, to be honest. But sources, according to Sneaker News and House of Heat, advise that there's possibly three colorways due to release of the Air Dior, in the Chicago colorway, a Royal colorway, and the Panda type colorway. Who knows if this is genuine news or not? Obviously, we love to hear about hype, but to me, I don't know. I think it's kind of cool to see this. Whether or not it's true, though, obviously is another story. But my question today, lads, is this type of collaboration still relevant in today's sneaker culture? Like, are we just getting fed BS to build hype? Who does this cater to? Does this type of release hit the spot for you as a current collector in today's sneaker culture? Dean, let's go to you first, man.
Yeah. To be honest with you, I hope this isn't real. I find the whole collab just off the mark. I don't know who it's for. It's definitely not for fans of Jordan Brand. I just think this whole collab is so disconnected from the culture, from the people who actually buy the shoes. You know, the grand, the majority of people that buy the shoes. I thought the first release was really like novelty-ish, and I didn't really like it. Um, the shoe itself was beautiful. Really a lot of cool things about it, but it was a weird point in the sneaker world, I think, when that happened, and I'm not sure a lot of people liked it. We saw a lot of ugliness come out of it. A lot of people doing things and trying to make money off it in kind of you know ways that were a little bit unprofessional or not quite right. And I think the fact that there could be three more wildly expensive Jordan ones that 90% of people can't get. I just don't get it. I don't like it. And, I think there's a big segment of people already at the moment who are feeling more and more disconnected from Jordan brand as a whole. And I think these sort of collabs are only exacerbating that. At the moment, like you look at Jordan brands like campaigns, their promotions, the people they're using to um, amplify their products and push it out there. And I understand, there's two audiences: there's the older audience and there's the younger ones. But at the moment, it feels like a lot of people who are interested in the historical side of Jordan, or have grown up with the passion for it, are being a little bit um, not excluded, but there is an element of us being ostracized in what's going on at the moment. And yeah, I really don't like this. It really just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I don't get it. I really hope it doesn't happen. I'm already like at a point with Jordan Brand where how many releases do you actually like from them? How many feel like they really speak to the heritage of the brand or the heritage of Michael Jordan? Not that many, I don't think. And I'm not trying to be overly harsh or scathing here, but I just don't get it. And, it's making me like the brand less and less. Yeah, I'm just not interested. And the more they do this, the less interested in Jordan Brand and Nike as a whole I am. So that's my piece on that.
I fully agree with what you're saying, man. Ash, what's your take on this, man?
Yeah, what Dean said was very good. I agree with most of that, to be fair. But yeah, this shoe is not for the regular person. If I remember correctly, it was like £1,800 for the shoe, which is ridiculous. It kind of feels like it was like a friends and family shoe that actually got released to the public, which was crazy. And the markup, of course, didn't make sense because of, yeah, it was maybe a little bit more quality, but obviously not 18 times the quality to make it that price or whatever. But this shoe is like for celebrities only, and for like the influencers with 100k followers to sort of stunt on people. It's not a shoe for the regular Joe. Any regular Joe that had it and actually wore it is crazy, because that's just a waste of money. If you're gonna get a shoe that's worth 10 grand, like on the resale market, the smart thing to do is to get rid of it. And I think that's the only reason why I would even care about a next pair coming out, is to get a pair so I can sell it and make some money and use it for something better than having a shoe that's just a silly amount of money as it is. I have
Big
no like interest in owning that shoe to wear it or have it up in my cupboard as a trophy or whatever, because it's just silly money for what it is, and it's not
Yeah.
dope enough for that. Like, I'd rather spend £1,800 on something else than that shoe as something to actually wear.
What really sits badly with me, and like what you've just said, Ash, like actually reminded me of this, is the fact that we're already in a society where we are seeing, especially the younger kids, are seeing so many things they can't have. They can't. It's like hard to afford it, and sneakers are so hype right now, and it's just like this sort of thing. It's like this luxury item that we're gonna promote, like they did the deals, but you're not gonna be able to get it. And even if you can, like only some of you can really afford it.
Yeah, it's like next
And I
level.
just, it feels so disconnected from what the brand is about and where it began. And I don't know, maybe I'm being over dramatic with it, but
No, it's true, man.
I really don't like it. I really, really don't like it.
I think it's all on Dior's end, to be honest. Like, I feel like they've just gone to Jordan and said, like, can
Yeah.
you just do this for us for promo? To be honest, I don't think Jordan brand really cares in any sense. Because you think about Michael Jordan, what he started as and what he's come from, this has nothing to do with it. Like, a luxury brand like this just
Mm,
doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. There's a
yeah.
disconnect. There's a disconnect there. And I think like it makes the brand feel less authentic because, like you said, right, this is not something you could ever see Jordan in. So, like, why are they doing it? Like, I get that you're branching out and they've done so many different sort of collabs now, but I don't know. I think this stuff just like turns a lot of people off, and I'm with them. Really, I wholeheartedly agree with the people that don't really fuck with this stuff at all.
Can you imagine if all the off whites that came out were all like a grand retail?
Yeah, it's just
It'd be
ridiculous.
silly, isn't it?
It's just ridiculous. Like, to be honest with you, like we all like streetwear. We love fashion. I love fashion. I love seeing like creativity like that. But this just feels just the price. It's just the price. This isn't like some midway point either. Like
Yeah.
it's a Dior price. I don't know.
I don't know. For me, that they're all really, really dope points, true to life points, man. Like literally, I really hope that this isn't real. To be honest, I just hope this really is hearsay and it's just rumors going around. Because I mean, really, who is this for? Is this for somebody who just wants to massively flex, on their peers? You know what I mean? Like for kids who are coming up and trying to collect sneakers, like they want these kind of pairs. That's peer pressure. Like they're gonna be asking their parents, "Oh, mom, dad, can I have this?" Like where are kids gonna be able to get 2 grand from? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's the ultimate hype issue.
Exactly. Yeah. And like what the lows were, like 1650 or something like
Yeah,
that. Like this is not like regular money for like the average, even the average sneaker collector, let alone kids. And I don't know, it's just becoming this whole culture of like who's got the biggest flex and whatnot. Like that's not what the sneaker culture is about. It was about like bringing people together for the likes of having the same common interest of like sneakers and what you liked about what the colorway you like, the fit, the materials used. But like this is like next level, and exactly what Dean said, where there's a huge disconnect, man. Like it's not the same clientele no more. And it's the clientele that it's bringing is just people who are so not part of the sneaker community, like the worldwide sneaker community, not just like our local community. It's just, and you're right as well, Ash. Like if you do obtain a pair of these, the smartest thing to do would be to sell it straight. We saw how quick the depreciation of this shoe became. Like you're seeing these on Facebook groups that like started at 10K and is now about what, 3.5. I
I haven't
mean,
looked lately. That'll be interesting to know actually.
literally it's depreciated so far down. Like I think about maybe 5 6 months ago it was about 5, maybe 6. Now I've been seeing it for about 4.5, 3.5. People just want to get rid of it and they can't get rid of it because regular Joe doesn't have this money. And exactly, so it's silly. And then you also come into the factor of like fakes and UAs and whatnot. They've gotten so good.
So many
Like
fakes, boy.
exactly. And people are just thinking, why am I buying a legit thing if like I can get an exact one-on-one like copy, the box, the label, the paper, all of that crap, yeah. For me to pay, why am I paying 2K? I'll just get this and pretend to flex. Like,
It's true. It makes me wonder. I don't know if you saw those two wrestlers from AEW, the Young Bucks. They were wrestling in the Jordan 1 Dior's and they were
yeah.
flexing, saying 10 grand. These shoes are 10 grand. And I was thinking, I wonder if that actually got real players. Probably not.
What were they chanting? Like the crowd were chanting like,
These are
"Oh,
fake or something.
I I, I saw some guy walking in Westfield like in Dior's, and I could just tell from his outfit, from everything he was wearing, that they were fake. Like I didn't even
it
need to
didn't
look
match
at
up."
them.
Probably got them from Camden.
This is it. Like it's just, and this is what I mean. It's just it feeds into that whole money culture, like that you need to have like 10 racks on your fit to to be the guy. And I just think that for that to come from Jordan Brand, for them to be part of that now is like the ugly side of like this fusion of high fashion and street culture.
Yep, it's the worst part of it.
Yeah, I think it's such an ugly byproduct of it. I think the coolest bits that we saw were the way they would come about and release items that prices people could afford because of the collab, even at resale, right? Like Sakai's clothing, for example, is like £800, right? But that's the resale on the shoe is still £400 less than that. Like so,
Yeah,
like
same as Off White.
yeah, exactly,
Off White
exactly.
T-shirts like 300.
Yeah,
The
this is
shoes
it.
aren't nowhere near there.
Yeah, and like it's just this, it's just so disconnected. Yeah, don't even talk about it anymore, to be honest.
Do you know what? I think I'd respect the shoe more if it was just literally friends and family, like 10 pairs in the whole
Yeah,
world.
that would have been calm. I hate seeing friends and family stuff because I hate when I can't get it. But that one, I would have been like, fine,
Yeah,
just do your little random thing, give it to the
exactly. Like,
top people, and be done.
exactly. Yeah. If you were to just give it to some celebrities like Khaled, obviously he would get a pair like, I don't know, yay, whoever, and then if there was just like 10 pairs, I think you'd just respect it more and just be like, ah, cool, that's a cool pair. Like,
Yeah.
but because they released it to the masses like this, and it's just,
But I never for a second thought it was going to be that price, because of like how Off White and everything. I just assumed it was just going to be like a regular price or maybe like 250 or something. But then again, do you remember those Don C Jordan 2s? I think they were something silly. They had like a really high retail price. It was either 300 or 400.
Yeah,
So
but
I don't know, but still, it's not the same as
still,
1800.
it's just yes, is it like you just it's just silly money, man.
It's so far fetched in that sense, man. But what I think for all three of us unanimously, we really hope that this is just hearsay. We're hoping that this actually doesn't come into fruition.
If it does, I'm buying it and putting a deposit on another house.
Exactly, like that would be the smartest thing to do, right? I mean, imagine like when I think about it, what is Dior's connection to the Chicago colorway, to the Royal colorway?
That's a cash grab.
Do you know what I mean? Panda, maybe, yeah, they can get away with it. They have like some clothes that are just black and white, whatever. But they have no connection to Chicago colorways, to the Royal colorways. Like
Everyone's
the
waiting for the Chicago's to come out and they're going to release the Dior pair, really.
and that's just going to piss everyone off even more.
Yep.
But yeah, if this, we're hoping that this is just hearsay and just a bit of rumors. If this does come true, then boy, it's the culture's just so far gone. Like it's fully gone. It doesn't know what it wants to be. It's like in middle ground, and don't know who will be able to survive in this sneaker culture if it continues to be like this. But anywho, great discussion, lads. We are going to move on. It's that time again, and we have HSU question time. This is the part of the podcast where we give you, the listener, a chance to ask about absolutely anything that's going on within the sneaker realm. And this week on HSU question time, we've got a few questions from you guys. Big shout out to everyone that gets involved each and every week. And our first question comes from your boy at Evil NYC. Shout out to you, bro. With summer arriving in about a month, what pairs are going to be in your rotation? Ash, let's go to you first, man.
Good question, man. Hopefully the weather's going to be nice. So, like, can rock some more stuff because lately it's been mad. There's bloody hailstones today out of the blue. But probably Black Toe Unions are going to be coming out again. Probably all my Sakai's that I've not worn. So I've got a couple that I've got hardly any wear on them, to be honest. So getting those out, the Vapor Waffles and the LD ones, and my New Balance Kifmas can finally touch the roads. That's going to be my set.
Very, very fire pairs, man. Dean, how about you, man? What's coming out in summer?
Yeah, defo the Sakai LD waffles, the lighter colors. They're all good summer pairs. Probably some lighter colored Jordan ones, like the Chicago's a little bit more, UNC a little bit more, stuff like that. Really.
Fair, very fair. For me, I think I would want to take. I actually want to unds my Sakai Vapor Waffles, the green and yellow pair. I did think about undsing them last week. I was thinking I'll hold out to summer, like a really, really nice summer day. And I'm kind of glad I didn't because it did chuck down with rain on Sunday. So I'm glad I didn't unds that because obviously the mesh on it, like, it's like exposes your foot.
Yeah, it's going straight through. I totally forgot about it. I was looking down at my socks. I was like, oh, yeah, you can proper see through.
Yeah. So 100% those green and yellow Sakai Vapor Waffles at some point. I actually want to bring out, I'd say the 550, the American sort of American flag type colorway, navy blue, red, white pair that I got a couple weeks ago. I actually haven't unds them yet. I really want to. Hopefully by then I would have hopefully secured a pair, the green and yellow pair, that I'm still trying to source. Ooh, I actually want to play a bit of basketball. So I think I will take out my, I'm going to say the KD 9s in the Olympic. I think it's Olympic colorway. Because yeah, I just want to shoot about a bit more.
Yeah, all of us need to go out and shoot because me and Mo haven't played with Dean yet, so that'll be sick.
Yeah, let's just go out and just shoot some ball, guys, because we ain't like we just need to get out of the house, really.
Definitely.
To be honest. So yeah, I do want to get some more ball in, even if it's not competitive indoor or like outdoor, like pickup games. I just want to shoot around. So I think I'll get the KD9 Olympics out. Good question there. Next question comes from our guy JPL Brooks. Shout out to you. What do you make of trade apps? He says he just used Trade Block. He saved loads in StockX fees. Dean, let's go to you first, only because I know Ash has a good view on it.
I don't use the app, so I can't give a great sort of assessment on it. I mean, this is just another way for people, to get what they want. Fair play. I did do one trade in my entire life. Um, I don't usually do them often. I think it's really hard to find
Mm,
trades most of the time, so I don't really, And I think there's a lot of people that will just spend 6 years trying to find a trade instead of selling a pair and just buying the one they want. And so I've not really done it too much. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure it helps people, save a little bit of money maybe, or not have to. Perhaps it's a psychological thing with a lot of people, like in their head, like they don't want to spend, like sell it and then spend it, but it's the exact same thing. So
yeah. Do you know what? Like, so for me, I'm really interested in seeing this app. I didn't have any exposure to it at all, actually, until Ash actually mentioned it, which was wicked. I haven't even downloaded the app, so I need to actually check this out. And I'm sure, like, apps like this, and I don't even know if it's the first of its kind or whatnot, but I mean, I think it acts as a great medium between people who just want to trade, I suppose. Like, I know it takes ages for you to find like a trade. I've legit only made like 2 trades in my whole like sneaker collecting years, and they were just straight trades, no money on top or nothing like that. It's just a straight sneaker trade, which was perfect for me. But yeah, I'm sure there must be like a growing community of just traders and like fair traders, I suppose. So I guess this is a great medium, whether you want to trade, put some money on top, or I don't know, make use of that utility, I suppose. So for me personally, I need to check this out because I actually didn't know this existed. So Joel, appreciate that, man.
I'm looking at it now. What, this is US?
Yeah, he lives in America now.
Mm.
Okay, so that's it, right? That's the key right there. I ain't sending my shoes to USA for a trade, but if you're in America, yeah, do you know that's risk. There's a lot of risk with that. Too much risk.
I imagine it should migrate to EU, UK in due course.
Yeah, I definitely will. I definitely will. But you know what? Like you said, there's definitely a space for this sort of app in there.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Maybe like with everything, there's I suppose US like or North America do the sort of testing first, and then we adopt it once it's got a bit more stability. I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, Ash, let's get your view on this, man.
Yeah, I think it's a really good idea because he showed me it before because he did a good trade. It was I think he had the black cement fours and he wanted the neutral greys. He ended up trading them, and the guy put £40 on top as well. So you can actually add money on top as well with the trade. So you can work it out between you, talk it through it, and say, do you want to add money on top or whatever, whatever. So as Dean was saying, though, it is kind of like people need to get used to selling a shoe and just buying it because it is kind of the same thing. But the only thing I assume which would be better than this is because maybe I don't know how the fees work, but when you sell a shoe like on StockX, whatever, you lose a bit of money, then you're going to pay for it again. Then you're going to have money on top as well. So I think if it somehow works out that you don't end up spending more and getting more money taken away from you when you do the trade, it kind of is good. But like you guys, getting trades done in general is like super hard. I've done 2 in my life. One was super duper lucky, and the second one was again pretty lucky as well. Like finding someone that wants the exact same shoe you want in the exact same size to trade is like near impossible. Even if you put it on like the Facebook groups where there's like thousands of people on there, still really hard to find it most of the time. So if this app, if you can make it easy so you can search for it, you can like search for like bread force and see what people want to trade for it, and they might have a shoe you want. It's kind of a cool sort of concept. I'd like to see if it come to the UK how it works, but obviously it needs to be secure because obviously you got to send it to someone and they got to send it to you. So I don't know how those kind of things work, but I think it's a great idea, the concept for it.
What does it fees wise? What does it say? What do you save on like the processing fees?
I
And
would
like,
assume, like when you sell on StockX, obviously they take money from you, and then when you buy again, you pay the extra fees on top. So you
yeah,
get
true.
taken away £30 and you pay £30 on top, so you end up paying an extra 60 in total. For example, I don't know how Trade Block works because I'm assuming they're working as a proxy for the 2 people, so you're paying
Yeah,
them for the security
Yeah,
of
there'll be
they're
that
going to take your shoe and pass it on. So there's going to be some sort of fee. You'd hope it would be
that
less than
middleman
that.
fee. Yeah.
Yeah, middleman. Yeah.
it just makes me think how Like, how come this wasn't created a long time ago? Unless it was just been
I've seen
done.
people before having middleman
Yeah,
like
There's plenty
stuff,
of
but
middleman services.
it's always a bit risky, isn't it?
I can't
yeah,
remember the account. There was one UK guy who got really
Yeah,
big
there was
on.
for sure.
Yeah. I can't remember who he was on, like high snob, and all of that stuff. Like, it's definitely been about, yeah, because there are people that will like they've got the resources to at least find a pair or tell you where it's located, and
yeah,
go
yeah, yeah.
in between. So
And you got to have
yeah,
the space as well, innit? Because imagine if this is super popular, you got 1,000
Oh,
shoes sent to you, you got to have space to put it, to check it and then send it on.
50 pairs in 1 week and then
Yeah,
another 50 pairs
can't
the
be doing
next.
that from your house.
Hell no, hell no. That's a really interesting question. So like I really appreciate that. I'm gonna look into that. And if that ever comes to UK, Trade Block, if you're listening, like me, Ash, and Dean will try it, but sponsor us, obviously. Great question there. Our next question comes from Zizu._1. What's your guys' go-to lacing setup? Hanging loose or bunny ears? I'll go first on this one, lads. Do you know what? I always think to myself, if it's for a sneaker, like I always want the sneaker shot to look super clean. So I might actually do them with the bunny ears. So like just because when you tie them up, they just look like a lot more neater. I don't know what it is or why, if the bow just looks better, but I always do the two bunny ears and then cross them and then put it underneath and pull. But for hanging loose, I think hanging loose kind of laces setup that only works really on like an Air Jordan 1 and maybe a Yeezy 350, I suppose. But at the same time, the hanging loose kind of look is so like 2019. So I'm kind of like over that. So I would always do for a sneaker shot, I'll do bunny ears. If I'm just heading out real quickly, then I'll just do the one loop, tie it around, and then pull it through the middle, just because I can't be bothered. So yeah, for me, it all depends on the scenario, to be honest. But good question there. Ash, how about you, man?
Yeah, for me, it kind of varies. Well, it changed now. Before on Jordan 1s, I used to always have it like hanging loose. I used to like that look because it's just easy to slip my foot into it. Because generally, I can't slip. I'm not like Jeff with the skinny feet. So I've got to like loosen my laces to get them in anyway. So sometimes it's just easier to leave it hang loose. But then one time I had to tie it all up properly and I just had it locked in since then, basically. Kind of gotten rid of that. On the Air Max 1s, I have it loose sometimes, but mainly that's because the laces I find them to be too short how I lace them, so it just ends up working like that. But a lot of pairs, the laces are too long to do it, and I don't like having like a massive bunched up bit in the middle. And like you say, for pictures and stuff, it's a bit cleaner to have it like sort of tight and have a bow. So generally,
Yeah,
that's how it is. But Air Jordan 1s used to be my thing, but not really much anymore.
for real, for real. D, how about you?
yeah. I just always do bunny ears, man. When it's loose, it feels like it's not on my foot properly. I don't like it. I like my shoes to
Mm,
feel like quite tight around my ankle, tight around my foot, like a snug sort of fit. But yeah, I don't deep it too hard, man. Um,
for real, man. As long as you're wearing the kicks, innit? Like,
honestly, like nowadays, like the sneaker world is so like every like detail is just picked apart, and it's like, yeah, I just don't even think about it.
It's because of IG, man. So much going on.
It really is,
That's what
man.
brought on the whole crazy lace swaps and shit.
I mean,
oh,
yeah,
Trying
I
to
mean,
be
but
different.
I don't even want to go. Let's not get into it because people get upset whenever we discuss lace swaps. So we just let's keep it moving.
I just, okay, no, I won't go.
No,
Okay, no,
just don't do
I'll go and fuck it. You know, like when they do laces where there's two sets of laces on each side of the
it.
and then they meet in the middle and tie it
Oh
in the
no, yeah.
Yeah, and they think they've done something like really like, yeah,
I
this is
saw
it.
one.
This
I
is
saw
sick.
one like I saw one this week, yeah, and they done it and then the caption was like, it looks good. I'm like, bruh, that looks whack, man. Stop. Let's not. Great question though. Zizu._1. Appreciate that, man. First time I'm seeing you on the podcast for all of us actually. So Great to have you on, man. Next question is actually from two of our guys. They're kind of similar, so I thought I'd amalgamate them together and try and get one rounded kind of answer. So, but yeah, this is actually from at 19.85. Shout out Mark, and also at chopped in half. Shout out Nick. But basically, Mark's question is, so this is like a massive buzzword at the moment, guys. Mark says, what does entitlement mean to you? So obviously this is off the back of a particular retailer that came out with a post and wanted to discuss it with the community. Let's say that. And chopped in half's question is entitlement the fault of the individual or maybe not helped by retailers hand picking W's? I'm going to throw this out there, guys. Any of you want to go give your view on this?
Yeah, I'll quickly just tackle chopped in half's next second part.
Cool.
So is it the thing with like people that do raffles where it's handpicked? Thing is, all raffles could be handpicked for all we know, but we don't know. But we know for sure that one shop does do handpicked raffles. So I can imagine if you're the person being picked every time, it's all great. But if you're not getting picked every time, you're going to be salty and stuff. But the thing is, because of how Instagram is and everything, every week you see who's there and who's picking up shoes. So as like someone who's new to sneakers, say if you find out about, oh, there's a raffle system that goes on, try and win, oh no, I lost next week, try and win, no, I lost. And you're going on IG for the last 4 weeks watching stories and you're like, that person's got 3 pickups. Wow, they smashed it. Next week, oh, they've got 2 bags this time. Next week, they've got 3. It's like, it looks a bit bad. And I think that's the reason why people get a bit upset at how those raffle systems work in general. Because it doesn't really feel like it's a raffle if it's being handpicked. Raffles, in my mind, would be something that's sort of like random. But I do get the reason the shops do pick it like that is because they're trying to get shoes to the right people. But again, when it comes to the whole entitlement thing in general, it's a tough one because people will say, I don't feel like I'm entitled to get shoes. But if there's a raffle for Jordan 1s, and then you're the biggest Jordan 1 collector there is in the UK, and then you apply for it and you don't get it, and then random Jack, who's got no shoes, gets this off-white Jordan 1 ahead of you, you're going to be upset. And in your mind, you're going to think, I should have got that ahead of him because I've got the shoes. And that's entitlement. But people won't say it out loud. They'll feel like, no, I don't feel like that. But deep down, they do. So I think a lot of people would feel like that if you're big into shoes and you don't get picked for it. But people seem to say, everyone was saying they're not entitled and they don't feel that way. So I don't know. But I think most people would really feel like that.
I hear you, man. I hear you. D, what's your view on it, man?
Yeah, so obviously I think Ash summed it up pretty well, but I think there is a lot to this where like why it causes such a stir. Like, let's be completely honest. We've all benefited from the way Offspring have done their raffles,
100%.
especially as we were there at the start of this sort of system. You know, they had a lot of stock. They get a lot of pairs, and at the time, sneakers was not the way it is now. It was really popular, but like you would still take an occasional L, and you would take L's, but like you'd get a lot of pairs. And you know, with that does come some entitlement. You get used to winning. You get, you know, like I said as well, when you've been collecting a long time, you do feel a little bit entitled. Anyone that says they don't is lying, or you know, they're not been doing it that long, perhaps, and that's why they don't feel entitled. But it's not a good feeling to have. No one's entitled to anything. Um, you know, it's the market is so the demand is so high that you know getting any pairs is a celebration. But with Offspring, and you know, I'm just gonna keep it real because like people will be listening to this, be like, "What the fuck you talking about? You've won bare times from Offspring," and yeah, I have. But you know what? Like, I haven't won anywhere near as much as other people, so I can still give this opinion. You know, I've won 2 shoes from Offspring in the last 8, 9 months. Okay, that's me being totally transparent. And where people get frustrated, and you know, part of that is also me not entering a lot, as you guys know. I've not been going for a lot of shoes, so
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
trying to like say I'd never win or anything. I'm just trying to be completely honest here. And what I'm going to say is, like, a big part of Offspring's philosophy by getting shoes to the right people is totally good. It's totally true. Like, it really works well. Some of the people that are really into shoes get their shoes. But anyone that says there's not a segment of people that win every single time, come what may, they're just being blind to it. That's factual. Nothing against anyone in that situation. That's a blessed situation to be in.
Hmm.
Offspring have the right to do what they want to do. But at the same time, like you said, Ash, sometimes you're watching stories. This person's got 3 bags. This other person got 3 bags. Next week they go again. They've got 2 bags. And when you've got other people just never winning, and a lot of those people also just want to wear their shoes, it does create an environment where I think people get angry and they notice that entitlement from other people a little bit more, the ones that are winning a lot. It creates a little bit of a divide, let's be honest, yeah? It
Definitely.
creates
Yeah.
it creates a little bit of divide. I think Offspring themselves will be aware of that. That's something that they know. They do the raffles. Unless, like, they've given a lot of pairs out to first time people as well. That can't be like a lot of people we've seen go and resell them, and they've given loads of pairs out to people. They'll try to make it more spread. And I think, a lot of people that used to win a lot are winning less, which is fair. But it goes back to that thing where some people, like on Insta, you can't avoid it. You see those people winning. So those
What makes
people,
it worse, Dean, is they'll do a creative competition and they
yeah,
100% didn't enter.
yeah, yeah. We
Oh,
see
yeah.
that. That,
And
that,
they're
that
there
that's
ahead of
it.
you in the queue. You're like,
That's
what happened? When did you
That's
enter?
it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's the truth. Those creative competitions. I myself, like, I don't like to enter for those. Like, like you said, Ash. Like, it's hard for a lot of people to have the time, or to be able to put an entry in. And when you do and you lose, and that's fine. But you see people who don't even enter winning.
Yep.
And let's be honest. Like, we see it. Nothing is really said about it, and then there'll be other individuals in the community who also win all the time, telling people how to react and how to behave and how to feel salty.
That
And
grinds my gears the most.
100.
yeah,
100.
and they don't have any right to do that because they're plugged. And it's like, congratulations, like, fair play to you. Like, you're plugged. That's sick. Yeah, you got a nice pattern going on. Your relationships have got you there. Fair play. But to be posting on your stories every week, like, don't react like this, don't react like that. And it's not just one person it's like several people in the community that are in privileged positions do this. And people I like do it. And it just,
Yeah.
I would advise, like, I would just say, like, those people need to understand how they appear when they do that to a lot of people.
Looks wild.
They don't understand how they are looking. Like, stop telling people how to feel when you don't ever experience that feeling. If you were, in their shoes and going through that, or like you were taking L's every single week, right? And I feel for a lot of these new kids, man. Like, they come in, they can't get a fucking pair. Like, we're lucky, we got loads of pairs. I don't mind. Like, the L's do not hurt me as much as they used to, because you've been doing this for years now, right? I've already got
Yeah.
loads of amazing shoes, right? So
Got
it's
all the ones you could ever want to cry
yeah,
about, anything new.
exactly, exactly. These kids, they're like, can't get anything, and I think that's where a lot of these newer kids get angry and like, I can't win. I thought Offspring was like, but now, like, Offspring got thousands of raffle entries every post, right? So in some ways, you can understand why they go back to some of the same people, because they know that shoe's gonna be kept. But it's a tricky one, because those people that are winning a lot, of course they're gonna get entitled, right? You'd start expecting to win. Like, I don't know. When I was like, initially entering with Offspring, I wouldn't win all the time, no way, but I'd win a lot, right? And you'd have anyone who said they didn't have a bit more expectation that they would win with Offspring back then is lying. And I think
100%.
I think that's what made Offspring really connected Offspring with their community, is the fact that people felt this relationship, like Offspring were looking out for them. And even now, like, I can say that I've won the ambush dunk from Offspring. I didn't win it anywhere else. I'm so happy to have that pair. I'm really excited. I'm really thankful to Offspring, but at the same time, I can recognize that it's not perfect. There are a lot of things that happen that do frustrate people that have been following them for a long time, and that does cause certain individuals to become entitled, behave in an entitled way, and then they're protected by other people who refuse to hear any criticism from others. Like if anyone starts talking about this, people get shut down. Like, don't listen to this person. They'll put it on the story. Someone with big audience will say it,
Yeah.
and it's I don't know. I don't. It's such a complex, nuanced
It's
situation.
proper tough because they're doing a good thing,
They are. They are.
but it's also, I don't know, because you got to keep people happy. But
Yeah.
also, as I said, as a new person, I get people DM me all the time because they watch my YouTube video and you see like Offspring box in the corner and you'll be like, oh, he's one from Offspring's like, oh, Ash, how does it work? How do you win? Guy tries for 2 years, doesn't win. He's
Yeah.
watching a story and seen someone pick up like 10 pairs in the last like 6 weeks, and it's like, what's going on?
It's true.
I
It's true.
totally agree, lads. Both of you have made like such good points, man. And for me, I always feel like it comes down to transparency. Like that is like the main thing that we all want as a paying customer. Like we're parting ways with money, and it's lots of money per week, per month, per year that we're letting go of, and we're giving it to this retailer. Obviously, yes, we would prefer it if we had like loyalty to a particular retailer, yes, whatnot. But like I think as a customer, what we'd really appreciate is transparency on both ways. So I'm not trying to compare or anything, but you go in with end, you lose, you straight away know you've lost. Yeah. You go foot patrol, you get email, you've lost. Like they're just straight with it. Sometimes like you can feel like your offspring or your friend, like they are looking out for you, like you're in their DMs, you're chatting to them as if like they're your one-to-one mate, and you build this relationship with them that makes you think, yo, I think I'll be able to win this week. Like, if I go in for this raffle, I might be able to get a pair. Like, I'm cool with them. They're cool with me. But then the moment you start like not, you start getting these L's. You start seeing other people picking up sneakers in your size or in the shoe that you are a big collector of. You start. It's only human for you to kind of feel a little bit salty, isn't it? And it's true, exactly what Dean says. Like, there's some people who just win week after week in, week out, week after week, and they're trying to say to you, "Oh, don't be salty." They're in the comments being like, "Ah, just be happy for those who have won. You've won all these pairs." Da 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 da. But like, there's times that you've seen people win like 2 or 3 pairs, and they haven't got a single post like on their account, or it's a private account and it's not even supposed to be a private account. Or for me personally, I don't know, like I there was a point last year where I just hit like 6 or 7 months with 0 wins at all, and I was listing all the raffles that I'd been going through, and it made me like feel anxious. Like there's a real sort of mental element to it as well. So I always feel like if I'm ever feeling salty, or if I'm ever feeling like, yo, what's going on? Like I kind of take myself away from it. I don't know, like a prime example of it is like creative competitions. You guys know I love like videography, and I do a bit of like special effects if I want to do like a creative competition, or I'll take a really like clean pic or something like that. But from time, like I'm putting in hours, you know, of effort to make this like a strong candidate to win a sneaker. Like I want to feel rewarded. And if I don't feel rewarded, then, I think we've been doing this a long time well, I've been doing this a long time. We've been doing this a long time for me to be like, okay, cool. I didn't win, but like, should I feel entitled? Am I entitled? I'm not, but like, I
Mo,
feel
it's hard not to be if you do all the effort and you know it's fire, and then you look at someone who's won, and then you see what's won, and you're like, it's all because it's handpicked. That's, to be honest, that's the whole thing. If it wasn't
yeah.
handpicked, it wouldn't feel bad, because being handpicked makes it feel like they've chosen not to pick you. You know what I'm saying? That's what it feels like. That's the reason why it's difficult.
And I don't know, like, I just don't know if something changed within like the past couple of years, or if they're just obviously trying to broaden their customer base, if they're trying to get more collectors in, which is cool, because obviously you've got to start somewhere if you're a new collector, and I invite that, obviously. But I don't know, it's just I don't know. Sometimes you could make so much effort. I don't know. You get nothing for it. So what's the point of making the effort next to Joe Blogs, who's just literally putting a pair of shoes on the floor and taking a snap of it? Like, I don't
I
know.
think that's why they've changed it lately. Because if you notice lately, a lot of the stuff's not been like creative. It's just been take a picture of you wearing the shoe, because it stops it from being you didn't win because your picture was better, and
Do you
it's
know?
just like
I think
whatever.
the problem is as well is there's a lack of consistency, and I think that comes with having
Yeah,
a model that becomes hard to police when you've got too many followers. And I think they've got so big now that their model is just difficult to police.
We
And
said that for time, it's unsustainable, isn't it, at
yeah,
this
and
level?
I think that's why there are certain people that will notice other people winning a lot more because there's so many comments to get through. You're gonna pick random people, and then you're gonna just pick accounts that will wear it or whatever. And yeah, but it's like I said, it's that like you said, Mo, because you develop like a relationship with them through the way they do it. All of a sudden, you stop winning, and you're wondering what happened here. Like,
what did I do?
did I
Yeah,
piss someone off? Did I say something? And
yeah.
that in itself is not ideal feeling. And why that comes is like a lot of people will be taking L's with you that are perhaps used to win more, but there'll be some
Mm.
people that are still winning, and then you just get confused, don't you? Like you just don't really know where you stand. And I think a lot of people, that's where I think some of the entitlement comes in as well, where someone who wins a lot, all of a sudden they don't win and they don't like understand it. We've seen some reactions from certain people publicly where it's that I think everyone at the end of the day just has to remember it's just shoes. As stupid as it
Yeah,
sounds,
I know it's true.
it's the easiest
100%.
way to just like whenever when I was a bit more when I felt really passionately about all of this back in the day, I would let it get to me. But now I think you just as you get older and as the sneaker world changes and becomes so widespread and mainstream, I think you just need to accept it and care less. That's what I'll say. I care a lot less than the average sneakerhead these days, and
Fully,
that helps me, I think, navigate the sneaker world now because I just tune a lot of stuff out that I don't like because there's a lot of stuff going on in the sneakers that none of us like, none of us get, So
fully agree, man. Fully agree. I think the only way, and that is probably the best way to handle it, is to just not give a fuck and just keep it moving, I suppose. Um, I don't know. It's always just such a gray area and such a sensitive subject to talk about, but
Super.
it's always good to get a different view from somebody else's.
But I'll still say, like Dean was saying, people will say don't feel entitled, but I think everyone does. Anyone that's ever won something or has a lot of pairs or something will feel they deserved it over somebody else. Even if it sounds bad to you to say it, you will think
Mm,
that.
yeah, it's human, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like, for example, if Offspring, for example, any brand that did raffles like this, got a pair of Sauconys, and I've got all my Sauconys, I did it at a competition and I lost, I'd be like, what? I'm not
How?
gonna moan about it to everybody, but I'd be in my head, I'd be like, rah, don't they know that I'm a big Saucony? Okay, whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? You're gonna feel away. It just is what it is. There's no point of lying and saying you don't, because you would.
It's true, man. So true. Mark, Nick, 1985, chopped in half. Super freaking dope question. So really, really appreciate that one, guys. Let's move on to the next question, lads. EJ Diaz, shout out EJ. Would you buy a shoe because it looked nice, but on feet looked ugly? this is one of this is one of them weird ones, isn't it? Again, I'll kick this one off, lads. I think a perfect example of this is, do you know what? I'll be brutally honest and like I'm just gonna throw it out there. In pictures, yeah, the Adidas Yeezy 700 V3 Azale, that looked fire in shoes. Top down, side, like the midsole looked wicked. The glow in the dark looked dope. The 3M hits on the tongue looked sick. And obviously, I didn't get my pair for retail. I went out there and copped them for like resale price and whatnot. As soon as I got them, I put them on. I was like, yeah, these are sick. Second time I put them on, yeah, fire. Then third time, I was kind of like, you know, and you kind of like you itch your chin, and then you kind of turn your head to the side, and you're like, it doesn't look that great, to be honest. Like, and like, bear in mind, man paid fucking resale for them, yeah. So double what retail was, like I think it was just like maybe like 100, 110 over retail. But then I was just making me think, like, does it just look good in hand, or does it like look good on feet? And I think this type of shoe is one of those shoes that does look better in pictures and in hand, maybe sitting on top of the box or sitting on a table somewhere, and it's not as nice when you got them on feet. I don't know. That's just my opinion, but yeah, for me, it's the 700 V3 as well, I think.
I agree with you on that one.
Yeah,
That's
it's
just a
just
weird shoe.
it's weird.
I remember when
isn't
I first picked it. I remember Dean was rocking it when I first picked it up, and I was like, "Oh, these look cool." When I wore it, and I was like, "Side view is just fucking weird to me, man."
Do you know? I think like I hear you guys. I like personally. I feel like I like the way it looks. Like when I got it on, um,
Mm.
certain, But I get it. Like from the side as well, the shape is fucked.
Yeah, it's just
On
that side
yeah,
view for me. The shape
that
is
side
nuts.
view is fucking ugly. Um, it's a weird shoe. I debated when I see the price. I see the price went to like 600 in my size. I was like, ooh, I was regretting that. I was regretting those trips out in it. But like, I don't know, man. The other day I was like, I'm gonna sell this motherfucker, and I was like, I was putting it up and shit, and then I took it out of the box and then I put it on. And I was like, nah,
They're
it
all
looks
right.
they
That's
look
the worst feeling.
sick, man. And so I didn't sell it. And do you know what? I gotta be honest. I've only got one pair of trousers that I,
That
I
works.
that works. Yeah. Most of them, they like if you go too baggy, it don't look right. But if you go too tight, it look like you got a chicken leg popping out of a dumpling. So it's like,
There we go. That's the quote.
That's it. That's the title. That's the
We've got
title.
it. We got it.
oh man, yeah, that's a weird ass shoe, bro. That's a weird. I hear that. You know what though? I think myself, yeah, like some shoes, I can't think of them off the top of my head, but there have definitely been shoes I've bought and I put it on and I look at it and I'm like, this shoe's fucking ugly. I don't know what I was thinking. Um, so yeah, for me, and I always end up returning it or selling it. So to me, if it does not look good on my foot, I can never like it. I just can't get with it, and I end up selling it every single time. If you
I
don't
hear
like the way it looks on your foot, like Mo, I would just advise you to just get rid of it because you never
you.
will. You never will. Like if you like you try and force it, everyone's been there. Like you look like, oh, I want to like this so bad. It's like
You know what?
I want
Like,
to like it, but
do
it's
you know
hard.
what? Like, it's the fact that I paid resale, because if I paid retail
I
for
got
it,
you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
different.
I will shift that. That's gone. But it's the fact that I fucking paid resale for it. That fucking pisses me off, man.
Yeah.
Um, you already know, man. You already know. Ash, what's your shoe that
I'm trying to think of an example. I don't know. But if I did buy a shoe and it didn't look nice on feet, I'm not keeping it. Even if it's hype, it's not worth it. If it looks dead, I'm just not going to wear it. I've still got my V3s and I still haven't worn them out. I wore them for my review and I was
yeah.
like, just fucking weird, man. The side view is, I can't get over it. So yeah, that shoe is definitely one of them.
I think one other factor as well, yeah, is that obviously I'm true to size UK 8, US 9. And then if I go up in Yeezys, I usually go up half size up, like point
Oh
0.5.
yeah,
Yeah?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But with the 700 V3, it's a full size up.
Yeah.
So it's like a full size up. It just makes me feel like, yo, what? I'm not.
Yeezy sizing's a fucking joke, bruv.
This pair in particular, the sizing was all wrong. All wrong. Like it
Yep.
was fucked up.
Yeah.
Because everyone was tight.
Mine was. I believe I went a whole size up, and I still had to take the insole. Like I can't wear mine with the insole in.
Yeah,
Like I
mine's a whole
cannot.
size up and it's not comfy.
No, I had to take the
Yeah,
insole
man.
out. Like my toes were. getting crushed like at the front, like because it's really shallow. The
Yeah,
toe
that's the
box
thing.
is
Yeah.
so shallow, and it
Yeah,
really pushes down on the top of your toes. So like when you take
yeah.
out the insole, it gives yourself a little bit more breathing room there. But yeah, the sizing on that shoe is just a mockery, man. I think that's where it just gets laughable. Like you got size. If you're a UK 11, you're coming out as like a fucking 12 and a
Mate,
half,
I
13.
bought the black pair and I had to get 11 and a half. And I was
Yeah,
like,
that's
this ain't
just
life, man. I'm a fucking size 10. I can
Why,
fit a nine
man?
and a half in most shoes, and I'm wearing 11 and a half. What is life?
honestly, man, it's just silly.
It was one of them things, man. Just one of those things that was just, it was just odd all round. And then it's, you just, yeah, it looks, but EJ, it looks better in pictures, in hand, on top of the box. But when you chuck them on foot, not sure,
It
man.
kind of
Not
happens
great.
with the 500s, actually. I bought one pair. I bought the salt colorway because I saw people wearing, is it Desert Rat? What was the first colorway called? I don't know what that one was
Yeah,
called. But it looked nice on feet. So I thought when the salt one came out, let me try it. But this wasn't for me, man. I got returned straight away.
that is like mid foot gang or
Yeah.
like small foot gang. I thought if it's too big, then like it looks like Guyver, Dark Hero, man. Dope question, EJ. Really appreciate that, man. Next question and the last question is from at Heads Ain't Ready. Shout out to you. He says, which two shoes would you combine to make your own hybrid? I did think about this one, lads, and I have seen it before. Maybe I'll go first. And I think we've all seen this, to be honest. But this is just, it's probably the only shoe that I thought, flipping hell, that looks fire. Obviously, we've seen hybrids before in like the Patta, when Patta came out with like I think it was on sneakers or like Nike app where they did a 95 and what was it? I think it was a 95 and Air Max 1, was it? Something like that. I can't remember what it was, or like a TN or something like that. I can't remember, but they've done it before. But the shoe that I'm on about is that Fear of God 1 and the Air Jordan 6 infrared midsole outsole. That hybrid was fire. I don't know if you guys ever saw that, but
No,
that,
I didn't see that. Sounds good
Yeah,
though.
I saw that. I saw that. That went viral, innit? I remember that.
yeah, that was nuts.
So it's Jordan 6, which bit?
The
Jordan 6 midsole
midsole.
outsole
Okay.
with the Fear of God 1 black,
Yeah,
like upper, and it looked
Oh, I just see a picture now.
it
yeah.
looks sick. Like I'm
Yeah, it
not,
works. It works.
to be fair, yeah, like I'm not the tallest guy in the world, and like shoes like the Fear of God 1 wouldn't suit me. Like it's proper like Dragon Ball Z comes up to your calf muscle or something like that. But this is the kind of hybrid that I would like to see, man. It's kind of like new fashion with like classic OG old school like black infrared and like transparent ice. Like that is sick because it's not, it's kind of subtle at the same time because the uppers are just all black, got the details in like the zip, you know, the caging, and then also then you've got the outsole midsole, which is basically the Air Jordan 1 bubble with the infrared hits and whatnot, and then the outsole with the icy bottom. That looks just so sick. So I'd probably just copy that, copy that blueprint. I can't remember who done it. Somebody done it that I saw on YouTube. I think it was like John Manalo. He normally does like customs and restores and whatnot. But he done a wicked job of like putting that together. He said it was the hardest thing ever though, because it didn't quite match up correctly. So he had to like sand it down and then use this specific type of glue to like connect the toe boxes together and the heel together so it didn't like scrunch up in the middle. So yeah, if you ever get a chance to look at that video, obviously I'm not trying to like, I'm not paid to say this or anything, obviously, but take a look at that because that is one dope freaking hybrid. Ash, let's go to you.
Yeah, mine's going to be a bit of a simple one. It'll be a Air Max 1 sole with a Sakai upper. I know the Sakai, like, outsole, midsole, whatever, is kind of what makes the shoe what it is, but I think it would look cool sitting on top of an Air Max 1. I think it'd be a nice, cool little hybrid.
Yeah, that would work, man. That's
Yeah.
fire. D, how about you, man?
Yeah. To be honest with you, I think there are so many cool combinations you could do that I can't visualize. So like
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
yeah, like for me, I would love to see an Air Max 180s sole midsole used on something. It's quite
Mm.
narrow, so it's a little bit tricky, but perhaps like a Sakai sort of shape, anything in a waffle sort of style. I think there's a lot to explore there. I think it's such a different sort of silhouette. You
The
know,
fog
we
one was spot thingy in it. Was
yeah,
inspired by that.
yeah, that's why like the midsole on that is so crisp and Ambush as well had
Oh, yeah.
had something with the 180, didn't they? Um, so yeah, I'd like to see someone in that vein, but two specific pairs, I know it's hard for me to visualize. I'm not much of an artist in that sense. So
Yeah, it is hard if like you. It's hard to just bring two trainers together,
yeah,
isn't
it's
it?
something you have to really sit down, go through catalog of silhouettes, and just look at them picture by picture to like side by side to kind of visualize how things would actually really look. Because I'm sure there would be some fucking crazy combinations that would look amazing.
Because it's technical too, man. Like you can't just put any old sneaker together. Like
Absolutely,
it's
yeah.
thought has to go into it, man. Dope question there from Heads Ain't Ready. Really, really appreciate that. Guys, don't forget to get involved in HSU question time. If you saw the stories today and your question wasn't mentioned today, it will be carried on to next week's episode. So big, big love to the HSU family. You guys always smash it each and every time, man. On to the next part of the podcast, and we have Cop of the Week. In this segment, we discuss what sneakers we copped or wanted to cop. And this week, we'll start with Ash. Ash, what did you cop this week? Anything?
You know what? I didn't actually cop anything this week, but I actually did. I copped something last week that I forgot to mention, so I might as well mention this week. I bought, you guessed it, another pair of New Balance 992s. What's wrong with me?
991.
992s. 992 is
Jeez.
another one. Do you know what? I saw those pink 991s in size, and I wasn't feeling them. I was actually considering getting them before, but I saw them in person. I wasn't really feeling them. But
See.
yeah, the pair I did get was the 992 in the white and navy colorway. So it's like my first leather pair of 992s. All the ones before have been like suede and stuff. These are really nice. I'd seen them online a couple times, but they've finally been released like in all the shops in the UK, and I got them. Very happy to have that pair.
Fire pair, fire pair. Dean, how about you? Did you cop anything or did you want to cop anything?
Yeah, so I've not actually paid for it yet, but I won the ambush from Offspring. Shout out to Offspring on that. I'm really, really pleased to get that pair. I think like we've spoken about like how that royal blue color is generally not one of my favorites, but they did a fucking good job on this shoe,
They
didn't
look
they, man?
fire.
They did a good job, like the midsole being a little bit, sail.
Yeah.
The kind of richness to the blue is like it's different, and it contrasts really, really nicely with this with the other panels on the silhouette. Yeah, I think the initial black pair, if it looked a little bit more like this one with the midsole, I think it would have been even better. Um, so I'm really, really pleased to get that. Probably going to pick that up in a couple of days. I tried to get the AMM3. I think everyone everyone tried to get those. I actually that
Everybody's paid resale so far. Seen
do
it.
you know what that pair, like I just wanted to see them in hand before deciding
Yeah, it would have
anything.
been good too.
Yeah, I really just want to see because they look so incredible in
Mm.
hand. I know Mo, you've seen them now, haven't you? Because
Yeah, yeah,
Kim grabbed hers, didn't she? And
yeah.
I it's one of them things I wouldn't pay resale for it because I'm not really a three guy, but the shoe's exquisite. And yeah, everyone and their mum went for that pair. So but that's
Yeah.
probably summary of my week.
Ain't that the worst launch ever though? Nike
Oh,
just pulling the
terrible.
sizes last minute.
I mean,
That's
like we
crazy.
said last time, like when I mentioned on the peeve of the week,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
the
exactly.
communication around this pair has been shocking,
Awful.
and it continued again into with what happened on the sneakers, and then like even down to the promotion with it being a woman's pair, and all the fits were advertised by men on their
Yeah.
website.
And they're selling
I'm
men's
like,
jackets
men's
with the
jacket, like
women's shoes.
I don't
You're
get
selling
like
shoes in a size 6 and you're selling men's jackets. What are we supposed to wear it with?
just
Come on.
like I just don't understand. Like when I saw the pictures of the guys on their website rocking the shoes and the fits, and I was like, but the raffle system was designed to help women, which is great. But like, it's just, I don't know. Like, I just think that the communication and marketing around this pair has been really bizarre. And yeah, I think, and no wonder everyone's had to pay resale because it's been one of them
Mate,
pairs.
there's no big sizes about, which makes you think that all these shops that had them didn't really have them.
No, they had limited numbers, and I think a lot of those pairs would have probably got backdoored.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm saying
Like
there's like hardly any
Yeah.
about.
yeah, they would have got backdoored because they're valuable, they're rare, they're much rare. That's the sort of pair. Like if you had a 9.5 up in this shoe, sorry, like that, like in a few months' time, in a year's time, that's going to be fucking
Be
expensive
crazy. Yeah.
shoe. Yeah, so
Defo.
whereas all the smaller sizes, I think will sit around this price for a little
They're
while.
super cheap, man. I wish I had small feet.
Yeah, because there's the stock was high. That's one
Yeah.
thing we've seen. The stock in the small sizes was so high. So
Mm.
yeah, that's me for the week.
Yeah, for me, lads, I didn't cop anything, but I did have to pay resale for the Aimar Maniere 3. So hopefully that's on the way. I'm kind of glad that I waited like this long like that. I haven't got them in hand yet, obviously. I've just paid for them. So hopefully they come like next week or the week after, who knows. But I'm just glad that I kind of waited and I took you guys' advice, to be honest, because I was at the time that they released in States, I
You're
was
ready
like,
to jump the gun.
I was willing to pay $6, man. And I was just like, the boys were like, no, 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 hold out. Ash was very like, it's going to come out in the EU, it's going to come out in UK. Just hold fire. And then lo and behold, obviously, it did get announced. And then the closer it got to release day, the lower the price got, which was in my favor, I suppose. So I think I pulled the trigger at the correct time.
Yeah, nah,
Uh,
you did the right thing, bro. We saw some people like won't shout out their names, but like few people
yeah,
well known within the community got this pair really early,
yeah,
and
way too
they
early
looking like they've spent a crazy amount more than they should have. So like that shows you sometimes patience is really is key.
for
Unless
real,
you're
man.
like
I think we
you,
all thought it was going to be like a 800 to a grand shoe, and it just
you know
I think
what?
dived.
over time, like
Yeah, but like I
We
still
should have
think
known though. Don't know why we didn't realize that.
I still
mm,
think people like that jumped the gun early were like, like fair play to them, but that's a tough one to swallow when you've dropped
yeah,
eight
for real.
fifty, 950, 1 grand on this shoe and it's like a 400-500 pound shoe. I mean,
It's deep, man. It's like it's I
I
don't know.
don't really feel sympathy because, you know, it,
Yeah, yeah,
it's a voluntary action, but at the same time, I do feel sympathy because, like, I get it. Like,
No,
they
it's
did,
not nice, man. It's a nightmare.
it is a nightmare, and it's like you can't get that money back. Like, there's no way you're ever gonna get that back. Like, you
for
have to
real.
like sit on it for like a year. So
For
yeah,
it to come.
yeah, that's
Yes.
rough.
Like, do you know what? So we picked up Kim's pair on Saturday, and exactly what Dean said. Like, you want to see them in hand first to see how dope they are. And obviously, like, I'd seen them just straight off the bat. As soon as you see the box, you're just like impressed. You're like, oh shit, that looks sick. Straight away. And then the box lid, the actual box itself, like that mauve sort of cut, like light mauve type of colorway. Unwrap it, you got the Emma Maniere papers. You look at the shoe, you look at the tag, and everything is just so nice about it, man. It's just so subtle. I think when, like, you can't compare the two, but the Fragment 3, when that is like the most subtle, like, hype sneaker, like Fragment, right? It's just literally tumbled leather and some black leather with the lightning stamp. I mean, it doesn't have as much character as the AMR Mania 3, but like they're both, you can just appreciate them like so much. So when you look at that AMR Mania 3, you see like all the little hidden details, the lace tips, the message behind the heel tab, the mauve, the sort of textured suede, the sail, and you just like appreciate it. So for me, as soon as I saw the sneaker like in hand and we took it home, the very next like morning, I was like, okay, yeah, I have to pull the trigger now. So
You gonna tell us how much you paid?
No,
Yeah.
I'll tell you, boy. Yeah, but I'll tell you now, like it's a very fair price,
Say the price,
like
then bleep it out.
super fair price. So
Say the
basically,
price, then bleep it out, man.
Let me guess. Let me guess. Let me have a guess at this. I'm gonna
yeah,
say 405.
I'm gonna guess
but
450.
nah, Dean was closer.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, Dean was closer. So
The
420.
yeah,
price is slowly going up now.
basically the price is, and anyway, so but yeah, hopefully you get that in a couple weeks. But all dope pickups, lads, all dope pickups. Hope we bloody get them like next week or something like that, man. Ash, did you pay for them yet?
No, I haven't got mine. I mean, the price is just flipping up and down, so I'm just waiting till it's right. My size is peak, so I'm like 9.5, 10.
Yeah.
So it's just tense. Add another 40, 50 for me.
Sizing is another factor as well. That is what I'm hearing. Like,
Yeah, everyone's saying it's slightly big, so
Yeah.
one of,
Yeah.
one of those.
Nah. I think you can go half down on these.
I'm going 9.5, definitely.
Yeah. Like people are saying like you can go half down because of the lining. So that's
But you know what? The quilted lining only goes up to the ankle. It's not the whole way through.
Yeah,
Yeah, it doesn't go all the way
because everyone
through.
assumed
Like,
that was going to make it bigger, but everyone's saying it's the
yeah,
opposite.
yeah, they have
yeah.
jumped up a little bit, haven't they?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
my size it was like 400, 405. Now it's
Yeah,
gone up to
mine's gone
like
up to
430.
460.
Yeah.
Your size is cheaper than mine.
What's yours in US, Gene?
11 and a half.
Oh, okay. Oh, sugar, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
11 is higher as well. Damn. From Mo's size, it gets a bit friendlier, doesn't it?
Yeah.
8.5. Yeah.
I'm just gonna cop right now. Fuck it. Let's go.
Yeah,
pull the trigger.
Let's
that
do a
price was
live
good,
buy.
Ash.
Bro, it was
Yeah.
cheaper. I was just being a punk.
Yeah.
My fault.
Sometimes it's that pain in it. Like I was like that with the Sakai Black Vapor waffle. When it first dropped, it was like 400. I was like, I am paying 400 for this, even though I really, really, really wanted it. And now it's like £500 plus, and I ain't ever gonna touch
Jeez.
that. So fuck
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
I mean, hopefully we all secure them. I don't know, Dean. I don't think you want them.
Nah,
Gene
it'd
would be
have
taken for retail, wouldn't it?
I'd take them for retail, or like if some like amazing trade came my way, like someone
Yeah.
had them and they wanted something like some off-white pair or something I don't
Mate,
wear.
I've got so much off-white you could take from me for a trade, but no one's gonna want it. I'll never find that person.
The problem with off-white, I think some of the pairs, not all of them, some of them are not aging well. They are not aging well. Like
Mm,
the initial 10 is aging quite cool, like it's aging quite nicely.
Did you
Some
see
of the
that? Was it from Virgil himself? He was saying they're supposed to do that.
yeah, they look like shit, but that's how it's designed, innit?
That's good. If that, I didn't believe it at the start, but maybe I get
Nah,
makes sense. I
they
guess.
are
Yeah.
defo. Like I've heard, like when I traded for my off white OG Blazers, one guy messaged me and he said like, uh, if you're gonna leave them in the box, they will still yellow. Just letting you know.
Mm,
And I was like, fair
mm.
play. Yeah, it makes sense. But I
yeah.
think when I mean aging, I mean like culturally, like
Yeah.
Oh,
Doesn't
some of
hit the
the
significant.
same.
yeah, some of the pairs that like when they're covered in text like that, and it's very of the time. And
Mm.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah,
that's why
yeah.
like I prefer to like spend big on Union or like even like the Amar Maniere is like a pair that will just age nice. It's not
Timeless.
there's a
Yeah.
risk of pairs getting tacky with off white. It can look really like there is that element to it. Like having the air on the midsole, like at what point does that become stupid?
I
Right?
totally hear you. I totally hear you, man. Okay, guys, we're moving on to the next. This is the part of the podcast we would like to call Take My Dough or Leave It, Bro. This is a quick fire round. One of us names a bunch of sneakers. The HSU team will have to say whether it's take my dough or leave it, bro. Simple game. And this week, it's Dean's turn to set the tone. So, Dean, let's go.
Yeah, so do you know what? There's a lot of pairs coming out over the next few weeks, so it's a bit tricky picking just five, but I feel like I've got a nice mix here, and I think I've given you guys I'm not taking all the good ones, so you guys should be able to put some nice lists together in the coming weeks. Um, so first pair is the Nike Dunk Low Laser Orange, and let's throw this one to you, Ash.
um, yeah, okay. I don't prefer the shade to like the Syracuse, similar, obviously. Both orange dunks. I prefer the Syracuse shade to these. It's a women's pair, so it probably takes me out anyways, although think I could squeeze into a 9.5. But it's a leave it for me. I don't need this dunk.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Mo.
Same kind of view as Ash. Much more prefer the Syracuse type orange. Also because it's the SP model, isn't it? Yeah, the Syracuse is the SP, so it's a bit more. There's a bit more padding to it as well. And the materials are a little bit better. I mean, I can appreciate the colorway as always. I always appreciate the flipping colorway, but I can do without this sneaker.
I
So
think this one's
for
going to
me,
do well, though. I think we're going to see it a lot.
it's coming out loads, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
man.
just the laces as well, man. They're not. It's not right. I don't. It's
Yeah.
not. It's not the one. So for me, I can do without. So leave it, bro.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I'm dunked out, man. I'm really dunked out already. Like, uh, I'm so bored of it. Like, they've just killed it. They they've hit on it again, and they
Yeah, no.
shat out dozens of colorways, and I'm bored. And the materials are fucking trash. Let's
You
just
can
be
tell from
real.
these pictures that it's
They
going to
are
be.
fucking grim.
Bruh.
You know what? Usually I don't give a shit, but you know what? These dunks, like, nah, they're a level they're a level below. They're an insult. The vast grey of high. Every time I put it on, I'm disgusted. I'm like, I'm like, I'm fully like, what the fuck is this material? Like, Nike, please do not do this again.
Is that the
And it's
kind of purpley shade one?
nah, that's like the grey, just the grey.
Oh, no, that's football grey I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I got
sorry.
that as well. I
Yeah.
No,
bought
because I
that.
know Kay's got those in their paper. They're
Yeah,
just,
I've not even unds it. I'm
yeah.
definitely getting rid of it. Just then I hate that because that colorway is beautiful. I
Mm,
love that pair, but I'm not gonna wear it. It's just a waste of money. When the quality is that bad. So yeah, this is leave it for me. Colorway is nice, but doesn't make up for everything else wrong with these dunks. So
yeah,
let's move on to the next one. So we got the New Balance Cross Casablanca 327 and the 237 in the red monogram. And yeah, I'm not sure if you guys seen these, but I think
yeah.
also even posted about them. What do you think, Mo?
Do you know what? I've actually been looking at another pair of 327s, and I have seen this been going around, and I actually like them a lot. To be fair, I don't mind the pattern that it comes with. It's kind of like a grandma's sort of wallpaper, but it works. And I don't know if you can see, but there's a bit of a midsole separation where the back of the heel is a different colorway to the actual
Yeah, it's like a bit
midsole.
of sale, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah. So in that sense, it doesn't make it look like the midsole is super chunky, like it does on some of my the 327 GRs. I think it works, to be honest, lads. For me, it could definitely be a potential take my dough. To be honest, yeah, I'd say take my dough.
Okay, okay. Ash, what you saying?
For me, I definitely appreciate it. Oddly, though, I've been feeling the 237 more than the 327 lately. Don't know why,
Whoa, whoa.
but I have been. I tried on the 327s for the first time about 2 weeks ago. They're actually not as bad as I thought they'd be, like comfort wise, because they look super narrow. But I still don't think it's a shoe for me, like how it looks and stuff on me. So it would be leave it, bro. But the 237 kind of looks more my style. But even this colorway, I don't think it's not something pair that I need, but they're nice to look at.
Yeah, I'm pretty much with you guys on this. Well, you Ash, this is better than the last one
Yeah,
that they
definitely.
did,
Yeah, yeah.
but it's like it's nice, but it's not quite nice enough to buy it for me.
Those first
So
ones were better without the pattern in it. They were fire.
yeah, yeah. Oh, that hands down. The green and the orange ones, especially
Yeah.
like the green and the white, and if they
Jeez.
weren't so hard to get over here or like expensive, I would definitely go. Those are special pairs, and the materials are like really nice. But
Yeah.
I see your point,
Mm,
Mo. Like this is not a bad pair. Like
yeah.
it looks
Can't be
quite
mad.
nice. There's something you can appreciate, but for me, it's
Yeah.
it's a leave
Do
it
you
as
know what
well.
does me though? You know the medial side where it's blank on the 327. It
Yeah,
just
Yeah,
looks
it's
too
weird.
open.
Yeah,
too
it
open.
is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
There
yeah.
Yeah,
needs to be like another N there or
yeah.
something.
Don't know why they've done that.
Get you. I totally get you, man. But you know what? The green on it is like a forest green, and I really like that type of
Yeah,
green.
Yeah, well, that's it. What's the Casablanca? They just always have those nice shades in there, man. So
Mm.
no surprise, really. But okay, moving on to the next one, which is the Air Jordan 1. And I've put metallic court purple because they ain't got metallic in the name. But it's off that sort of OG set. But
okay.
I'm gonna start this one. And you know what? I never thought I'd say this because I've been waiting for this pair to come a long time. But something about this don't look right.
Mm.
I look at it, and something feels off. Like I can't put my finger on it. I just know the quality is gonna be trash. I can smell it from here already.
You think?
Yeah, I think they're gonna
I
do
think
it.
it looks like it could be good.
No, I think they're gonna do a job on it.
It
So
looks like because it's got the leather tongue. It reminds me of those Kodok Japan pairs that have come out.
Yeah, yeah. I don't.
I don't know, man. Do you know what? I I'm gonna go for it because of the OG element, and I'd love to put this with my metallic red and my metallic navy, but I'm not excited, and I think that's pretty much where I'm at with Jordan Brand right now.
Gene, you know this pair
Yeah,
on your other metallic pair is the tongue like that as well.
no.
So I think that's what it is.
Then you know what? Then that's why they've not used the word metallic. It's not
That's what it
really
is.
it's not really an OG then. So
Mm.
yeah, I don't know. For me, I think it's gonna be a leave it. So what do you think, Ash?
No, I'm not feeling it to be honest.
Yeah,
Something, as you said, something about it don't work for
yeah,
me. It might just be the tongue. I don't know. Yeah, I don't feel it. I'll take the leave
yeah.
it, bro, for me.
What are you saying, Mo?
So for me, like I didn't like the Code.jps anyway.
Yeah,
And I
I
think
did.
it is the tongue. It's the tongue that's weird. Like it's not the
Yeah,
fabric. Oh, you know what I mean? So I mean I can't nah.
yeah.
If I didn't like if I didn't like the Code.jps, why am I gonna like this? Like
That's the thing. Like it should bang, but it don't. Mm.
I don't know. I don't know. If I can get for retail, then I'm happy. I actually don't have any of the
This
metallics.
is a women's pair, right?
Yeah, it is a women's pair.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Yeah.
those metallics, man. I remember on Nike.com they were going for 75, and I was being a cheapskate, waiting like just drop a little bit more, and it fucking sold out. I was so upset. It was the red and the blue one, and I just longed
Shit.
it off. Nice bucks.
I
Oh
remember
well.
them on shelves though.
yeah,
Yeah,
they were
yeah,
on
they were
sale.
about for time.
I
I've
remember.
got both of mine for less than 150. As
Yeah,
easy. Yeah,
easy.
good old days,
That's-
good old days. Okay, so next pair is the Jordan 1 Low neutral grey, and I'm gonna kick this out to you, Mo, because I think you're probably excited about this.
Yeah, for me, this is 100% take my dough, man.
Yeah,
I've always been a fan of lows, whether it is the fat or the OG. I actually have zero OGs, I'll admit, but this pair to me just speaks, man, and I'd just love to pair it with the highs. I think that's what it is. That sort of textured suede and the actual wings on the heel instead. Like, come on, man, beautiful. And then the Nike Air on the tongue tab. I mean, it's just plain, isn't it? It's a plain white and grey, neutral grey Air Jordan 1 Low, yeah. But I don't know, OG factor just always speaks to me. So, and it looks so wearable, man. For summer, that will just bang. Shorts, denim, trackies, whatever, man. And this it's the kind of shoe that you kind of like you wouldn't mind just beating up as well. A massive, massive take my dough from me.
what are you saying, Ash?
Yeah, for sure. Same. Take my
Yeah,
dough. I do wish that it had like the
A
more
bit,
OG big swoosh on it.
yeah,
yeah,
Don't know
yeah.
why
yeah,
they don't do that.
It's a shame, man.
Is
It's
it
not.
like
yeah,
I don't know, it's like saving materials or something? Because when it's like how it is now, it just seems like there's too much white space. If that makes sense. When
Yeah,
it's a big
yeah.
swoosh, kind of takes up more space and gives it a bit more to it. But color
I hear you.
blockings is easy. Can't go wrong with that.
yeah. I'm pretty much with you guys. I do wish the grey
See?
swoosh was bigger and a little bit more. There was a little bit more going on there, but this is a rare pair to get in an OG shape. So I think everyone and their mum's gonna be going for this one, and hopefully
Yeah.
we'll all get lucky when the time comes. Okay, so now we're moving on to the last pair, and I'm interested to see what you guys say, especially you, Mo. This is the Yeezy Quantum Onyx, which is basically a blacked out Quantum. What you saying, Mo? What you thinking on these? Because you got the OG one, don't you?
Yeah. So I've actually got the first pair, the first
Yeah,
colorway that came out. I'll be honest, man. I think the OG first colorway pair is all I need
yeah,
from the Quantums, to be honest. So I've got both the Barium and the regular Quantum colorways. So basically, both lifestyle versions. And off the bat, I'll tell you now, the fit of this shoe is really nice. But when it comes to the toe box, again, it's like that 700 V3 type of toe box where it narrowly points downwards.
Yep.
So you do have to either wear a thin sock or kind of go half size up, minimum. Maybe full size up would be a lot more better. I always wanted to get this shoe to play ball in, and I actually got the chance to shoot around in the shoe. After about a good 30 to 40 minutes, your foot expands, your sock gets a bit more moist. I'm going to say that. And your foot starts to expand. It starts to fill out the shoe, let's say that. And after a while, it gets a little, not gonna lie, it gets a bit uncomfortable. So it hasn't actually been my go-to basketball sneaker. I've always just changed straight away to my playoff 13s when it comes to my favorite basketball sneakers. I really wanted to give that a try with the Quantums, and although it is a lifestyle sneaker, yes, I mean you still want to go out on the court and just try it out to see if it would suffice in like basketball conditions. So from that, I'd actually say leave it, bro, just because I don't think I need any other Quantum sneakers.
fair, fair dues. I think I was surprised because I feel like um you would have wanted the all black one. So it's interesting to hear you say. What do you think, Ash?
Yeah, with this shoe, I took a major L in general because, like we were saying last week with the Manieres, where there's no transparency when something's coming out.
Yeah,
The original pair, I didn't think it was going to come out again. I thought that was just a one shoe that was coming out on NBA All Star Weekend, and it was done. So I really wanted the Bariums. I bought the Bariums, and literally like 2 weeks later, they announced that the OG was coming out. So I was like, ugh. Lucky I didn't
Yeah.
pay like loads over retail. I paid like £10 over retail, something like that. So it wasn't like a major L, but it was like I don't need both of them, you know. So when the original came out, I got them, and when I got the Bariums, I got them a full size up, which I do in all my Yeezys. They fit okay, but like most said, the toe box was super like tight and low and stuff. So in the OG one, I went up a size and a half, and they fit better on the toe, but then you get in heel slippage because it's still a little bit too big. I'm not 11 and a half, you know. So I never quite found the right size in them. So I'm done with buying them in general. But I really like this colorway. I think this colorway is cool. And even the pair that came out, was it last week, the Flash Orange? I thought they were
Mm.
dope as well. But because of sizing alone, I wouldn't bother buying these again. They just both fit me weird. And now I've got two pairs that I'm kind of never going to wear, you know? So it's just
I hear you.
L
I hear
Town.
you.
Do you know what? I totally hear you, but I think I'm going for these. I think these are really fucking sick. They're
Jeez, what?
yeah,
No, they look cool.
they're
We've
all
always
black,
wanted like a
black,
black shoe like
blacked
this.
out
Yeah.
like this, like with the way this shoe sits, in the way this like the way trousers sit on this shoe. This is
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
look
yeah.
fucking banging, and yeah, I want them. I want them. I'm interested to see because like
Hopefully,
for
it should
me,
be good to get because most of them sit forever. So
yeah,
we'll
I'm
see if
just
this
hoping.
color
I
rings
want to
off.
get it, see how it is. If I get it, because you know how easy it is. Sometimes you get it in hand and you're like, "Fuck this, this
Yeah.
ain't what I saw." So I want to see it, get it in hand, and that's one for winter. Just have
Yeah.
that there.
Yeah,
But
man.
I love
Yeah.
the shape on the. I've always loved the shape on the Quantum. It's
Mm.
just the
I
ankle
would say go
area is a bit
to
weird.
End and try on some pairs now. Get your
Yeah,
sizing down
yeah.
because they're funny fit.
When did I? Oh, I think it was either in January or February. Me and Kim had a weekend in Brighton, and we went shopping. And I actually wore the bariums out shopping. And obviously, when you're out shopping with your missus, it's for hours, hours. And I ended up wearing these for, I'm not even gonna lie, maybe about 4 to 5 hours. And coming up to about the fourth hour, like there was a bit of a pinch in my heel, and I was wearing a thick sock as well. But with cargos, these look fire, man. And we have to also remember Yeezy Cross Gap collaboration is coming out June, July, I think, or something like that. That's what they're saying on time frame. So this with like one of the fits could look cool. But yeah, I'm with you, Dean. Like the colorway is sick. The colorway is sick, but I just don't think I need them. I don't think I
Mo,
need
did you
them.
find the laces really long on yours?
Yes.
Laces are mad long, and they're stretchy as well.
Yeah, obviously when you wear cargos, like it just covers the
Yeah.
laces. So like I didn't mind too much. But yeah, they're a cool pair, man. They're a cool pair.
That's super interesting, though, that Dean likes it. I like that.
Yeah. What have you done with Dean, man? This ain't.
Man, do you know what? I swear, I just go pair by pair, and I
Yeah.
like pairs that just give something different to my collection now. So
Mm.
like, I was just saying, that I don't really go for blacked out shoes, but the profile of the shoe, like the angular shape, and
Yeah.
because it's black, I feel like black trousers, you know, a little bit wider cut, that I like to wear will sit on it really nice, and
Mm.
the front of the shoe is such a nice shape that will still show. Um, so I'm really excited. I want to go. I just want to see how they are in hand, because I can inevitably be disappointed with Yeezy. But yeah, man, I want them. I want them. How much is retail?
220, I think.
God damn.
Yeah. 220 or 200 or
No,
something
it's
like that.
on end right now. It's 220 for the flash orange. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you're always coming for the pockets, man.
Yeah. Cool. Good selection there, D. Appreciate that, man. Big time. Cool, lads. Right. So that takes us to the end of the podcast, guys. We're about ready to close out episode 17 of Half Size Up. As always, it's been dope chopping it up with you boys. In the meantime, do we have any shout outs or honorable mentions? Ash.
same old as usual. Shout out to everyone that chucked in their questions. Some really good questions again. Shout out to everyone that's been following us on the socials, all the good feedback, negative feedback, anything is appreciated, makes the show get better. And shout out to the wifey and the son as usual.
Dean, how about you, man?
Yeah, just shout out to everyone listening, sending in questions, man. Questions are always fun to answer. Like, it's the best bit. So really appreciate when everyone comes through with those. And yeah, hope everyone just has a great week. Thanks again.
Wicked, wicked. And same from me, man. Just it's always good to see new handles in the HSU question time, putting in their input. You guys actually make that segment. So make sure you guys are continuing to get involved on HSU question time. That's our way of engaging with you directly as well. And hopefully, like soon, if there's any events, we can come meet up with you guys, chat and chop it up with you lot. So hopefully we'll get that on the card soon. In the meantime, shout out to the local and global audience that's been tuning in, week out. Big shout out to you guys. Also, Half Size Up was brought to you today by the Pink Miracle Sneaker Cleaner, the original shoe cleaner since 1985. Use our code HalfSizeUp15 for 15% off your purchase online. Don't forget, we're a weekly podcast and you can follow us on Instagram at HalfSizeUpPod. You can subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, many more, plus YouTube. We want to say a big thanks from the entire HSU team. I've been Merkel Merman with my co-host Dean Still.
Have a great week, everyone. Thanks for listening.
And Ash Bash.
Catch you later, people.
See you next week. We are outie. Big love, boys. That was a good one.
Nice. Went long though, didn't we? Shit.
Proper. I'm up at 3:35 tomorrow. If that helps.